There are 25 games in the Roblox Hunt event, and in this video, I'll be ranking them worst to best because some of them are not good. I'm gonna say it right now. Some of them are really bad. However, there are actually some banger games that I will continue to play after this event, and we're gonna go through all of those today, so make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, but let's get into it. At number 25, dead last, we have Clip It. This is literally TikTok on Roblox, and it's like some Facebook meme of people on their phones. Like, this game sucks, man. Interesting idea, I guess, but yeah, TikTok, but on Roblox, and you just look at your phone on Roblox is like the Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster. At number 24, we have Hex Kitchen. I'm gonna say Hex. The classic Gordon Ramsay show, but on Roblox. There's a really weird version of Gordon Ramsay, and the quote-unquote cooking is not particularly involved. One of the games of all time, for sure. At number 23, we have It Girl, which is just Dress to Impress. Keep in mind, all of these are in my opinion, and this is just derivative of a different game. There's basically no difference between the two of them, and also, I don't really care for this kind of game. At number 22, we have Pet Simulator 99, which is basically just RNG and fancy color, and it feels very exploitative. I don't really like this kind of game. It feels like it's just meant for 8-year-olds on their iPad to spend money, but alright. At number 21, we have Bayside High School, which is, yeah, I mean, it's a high school game. It's basically the same as every other one. At number 20, we have Eat the World, which is literally just a slop game. You walk around and you pick up pieces of the floor and you can throw them at each other. And this game definitely has very little gameplay. I don't know why this is on the hunt, but it is one of the event games, which is pretty crazy. And let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about this one, because I just feel like it's so generic and lame. I don't know. Number 19, we have World Zero, which is not really a terrible game. There are just better RPG games on Roblox, in my opinion. And the character designs in this game literally give me nightmares. I don't know why they made them like this. Can we just have the normal Roblox characters and not have whatever these are, man? Please, I see them in my nightmare. At number 18, we have SpongeBob Tower Defense, which is literally not even the best game in the hunt. There's another tower defense game in the hunt that is significantly better. Unless you really like SpongeBob, I guess this is just, you know, not a very particularly good game. There's only one upgrade path, which is just lame. At number 17, we have Metro Life. Now, hear me out. The time I played this game, I stole somebody's bike and then hit the craziest moves with the bike. You can bunny hop with the bike, hold down space, and you can just jump around everywhere, and it was awesome. I think there's a lot of different jobs in this one. Obviously, not my kind of game. That's why it's ranked so low, but it's really not that bad. The bike is really funny. I gotta steal somebody's bike. At number 16, we have Basketball Legends. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the basketball kind of games, but this one's really not too bad. And from here on out, there are actually some pretty solid games. I'm not gonna lie. This is where we start to get to not slop games and actually decent games to play. This is definitely one of those examples. I don't even think it's the best basketball game on Roblox. There are better kind of sports games later in the list, but this one's all right. At number 15, we have Chained 2-Player Obby. I didn't bother to go get a friend for this one because I wanted to play with a random, and the random I found was not very good. I was like dragging this guy around. It was pretty funny. 2-player Obbies are pretty fun. My favorite was the monkey one. If you guys have ever played the monkey one, I don't remember what it's called, but this is honestly a pretty decent one though. Like, the fact that you can just drag your teammate behind you is super funny, and you can really troll on this game, and that's probably my favorite part about it. At number 14, we have Car Crushers 2. This is a classic game. This game has been super popular for years and years, and I get why. You know, it's kind of a physics game. It's not as good as a game you get on Steam or something. I'm pretty sure you could go play like BeamNG Drive or whatever. Let me know down in the comments good car games. I don't really know too many of them. But in this one, you just drive your car down a hole or shoot it with lasers, and you can just blow up a car, and that's pretty fun. I understand the appeal, but there are definitely better games on this list. At number 13, we have Drive World. Now, Drive World is just a free roam driving game. You can do races, you can unlock cars by driving around. The car physics aren't particularly good. You definitely are more likely to have fun on an actual car game that you buy on Steam. However, if you only have Roblox, which a lot of people do, or you play this on mobile or something, it's definitely not the worst car game in the world. It's also free and you can play it with your friends, so definitely a decent car game. At number 12, we have Fisch. Now, Fisch is a great idea for a Roblox game. It's basically just the fishing minigame from Terraria or something like that. Obviously, it's not like Terraria, really, but you know what I mean. It's just a fishing minigame as a full game. The rare fish economy is going crazy, guys, and I can understand why this game is so popular. I don't really play it, but it's pretty fun. It's a lot more engaging than other fishing minigames because you actually have to, you know, be pretty skilled to catch some of the rarer fish. The rare fish market is going crazy. At number 11, we have a dusty trip, which is basically just dead rails, but you're driving a car. I'm not gonna lie, I like driving a car a lot more than dead rails where you just kind of sit on a train. The main issue I have with this game is that it's a roguelike basically, so if you leave, you have to restart. It's cool that you can do that, and it's definitely got a lot of replay value there. But the combat itself is just enemies that walk into you and hit you over time, and it just feels so goofy, man. But now getting into the top 10, we have Tower Defense Simulator. This is, I think, the most popular tower defense game Roblox has ever had, and I really like this game. There are different upgrade paths, and the fact that each individual unit has a really detailed animation, like the sniper. I was looking at the sniper guy. I forgot how great the animations are in this game. It's a lot like Bloons Tower Defense, but, you know, it's not nearly as good as Bloons Tower Defense. I'm sorry. If you want a great tower defense game, just go get Bloons Tower Defense. It's way better than any Roblox game. But for a Roblox game, this is definitely a great one. And number 9, we have Regretevator. I think that's how you say that. Let me know if I said that correctly. But this is a lot like the normal elevator or the scary elevator or any of those classic elevator games. The games where you just get off at different stops at an elevator are pretty funny. This is definitely a lot more detailed, modern version of that. I don't know if it's necessarily better, you know, it's kind of just like, do you like the more classic art style and stuff like that, or do you like this newer one? But overall, I think it is definitely a lot of fun if you have friends. If you're playing it by yourself, it's probably not particularly fun, but it is cool. You can kind of learn what each individual floor will do and try to survive them. Number 8, we have Infection Gunfight, which is actually a lot like Counter-Strike's infection modes, where the zombies have a ton of health. They're all player controlled. It's very difficult to actually kill the infected, but hitting them slows them down. It's very fun that you can kind of target switch between different infecteds to kind of slow them down and try to escape. Although it's got that Roblox pay to win to it, which kind of throws it off a little bit for me. At number 7, we have Blade League. Now, I had no idea this game existed until the hunt, and this is one of the best games that I actually found from this event. And this game is kind of like Rocket League. It's kind of like the Blade Ball game on Roblox where you hit the ball back and forth with a sword. But this game is low-key kind of awesome. You get dashes, you get speed boost. There's a bunch of different ways that you can get around the map, and it's 1v1, 2v2, and so on and so on. And you score by hitting the ball into the other team's side. And a lot like Rocket League, it's like soccer, but a little bit different. And I like this a lot more than Blade Ball, where you just knock the ball back and forth between players. The game I got for the gameplay here, I was playing against a guy with 400 ping, so it was really bad. He was lagging really hard. I couldn't tell what he was going to do because he was like half a second behind me. At number 6, we have Pressure. Now, this is a very interesting horror game. It's basically a reskin of Doors, but it's not completely a reskin. There's definitely a lot of differences, but the way that you open drawers and get inside of the cabinets feels exactly like Doors, I'm not gonna lie. But the reason it's number 6 is that it is very well made. The graphics are not as good as Doors, in my opinion, but they are pretty good. Getting on to the 5th spot on our list, we actually have Rivals. Now, Rivals is a game I played on and off. It is by far the most popular Roblox FPS ever. The TTK is extremely long, and a lot of the pay-to-win weapons are just like a freaking slingshot. And I'm like, I don't want to use a slingshot. It's an FPS game. Give me a gun. Either way, though, in this game, I went crazy against 2 mobile players. A lot of people play on mobile, and I know there's like auto-fire on mobile, so mobile's really good for this. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the gameplay is pretty good. The animation on the pistol to reload is actually sick. I didn't even realize. Like, the gunplay and the animations aren't particularly amazing, but they're really not too bad. That's why this gets number 5, is that I actually liked this a lot more than the other times I've played it, and it's going to the 5th spot. At number 4, we had a game that I had never heard of before this event, and this is Untitled Boxing Game. This game is awesome. I really like this game. Unlike those anime fighting games where you just spam buttons at each other, in my opinion, this one is very tactical. It's a lot like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, where you can do combos, and it's not particularly complicated, but you can counter people, you can block, and there's also no pay to win. Apparently, the different boxing styles literally are the same, just with different animations. You can just go into a 1v1 with people. I would love to see a ranked matchmaking version of this game in the future, because I'm not gonna lie, this game has great mechanics and is definitely deserving of the number 4 spot on this video. At number 3, we have Arsenal, a very classic, basically only gun game, very fast-paced, very fast TTK game. It's just fun to click on people with guns. I don't know what to tell you, man. At number 2, we have one of my absolute favorite Roblox games ever, which is, of course, Untitled Tag Game. I first played this probably 3 or 4 years ago. Whenever it was first coming out, I remember it had like 30 players online, and I'm glad to see that it's in an event. It's kind of like Gorilla Tag, where you have some people that are it and some people that aren't, and it's all about parkour. But obviously, this is not in VR. And if you have good movement, this game is awesome, dude. My only major complaint is that sliding and doing the roll literally does nothing, except I guess make your hitbox smaller so you can go under stuff. But I think the first further you fall, the more speed you should get if you do that roll. Because right now, the roll, I don't think changes your momentum at all. There should definitely be a timing to it, and if you don't get it right, you don't get the speed boost. And at number 1, we have Natural Disaster Survival. I don't even think I have to do a description to this one. Classic Roblox game. It's good. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, because I will be making more top Roblox games in the future. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a nice day.